Hello everyone, welcome to Career Launcher. Welcome for our next session on MH CET. Right. So we are trying to get hold of this exam and trying to look at some important questions, have a quick recap of some important kind of questions that we can expect, right, based on the previous year questions. All right, so let's start. Right, let's practice on quant questions expected in MSCT. चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं, प्रैक्टिस करेंगे मेरे साथ, राइट. डाउट होगा तो पूछेंगे, वी कैन आई कैन लेट यू नो एनी क्वेरीज, राइट. चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं. Perfect. Let's see. Here we go. First one. Profit and loss. Sanket purchased 20 dozen notebooks at rupees 48 per dozen. He sold 8 dozen at 10% profit and the remaining 12 dozen at 20% profit. What is his overall profit percentage in the transaction? देखिए, ये क्वेश्चन अगर मैं पहली बार कर रहा होता, like if right, then I would have done in the basic approach, but you have done everything by now and you can understand and you can appreciate, right, that in this kind of scenario this overall profit percentage is basically the weighted mean, right. तो यहाँ पर simply हमें, right, it is a weighted average of the two percentages of profits, 10% and 20%. It has to be something in between 10 and 20 obviously, and it has to be in the ratio of the quantity sold, right. So basically 10% for 8 dozen and 20% for 12 dozen. What is the simplest ratio of 8 and 12? Obviously 2 is to 3. So this overall profit percentage is the weighted average of 10% to 20% in the ratio of 2 is to 3, right. So that is 10 into 2 plus 20 into 3 over 2 plus 3, right. That is 20 plus 60, 80 by 5, 16%, right. तो दिस इज स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड 30 सेकेंड क्वेश्चन इन माय व्यू. अगर आपको ये समझ में आता है कि ये यहाँ पर जो ओवरऑल प्रॉफिट परसेंटेज है दैट इज द वेटेड एवरेज, राइट, वेटेड मीन, और जो क्वांटिटी सोल्ड है उस उस वेट फैक्टर के रिस्पेक्ट में, राइट, आपका वेटेड मीन है, राइट. बेसिक अप्रोच से तो कर ही सकते हैं बट क्विक अप्रोच पता है वेटेड मीन, ठीक है. चलिए, तो मेरे को आपको यही बताना है कि कैसे क्वेश्चंस को जल्दी करना है, राइट, और यही जल्दी तरीका है, राइट. चलिए, लेट्स सी नेक्स्ट वन. अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट इज पार्टनरशिप. पार्टनरशिप पर क्वेश्चंस आते हैं और इसको देखते हैं. लेट्स सी, राइट. A, B, and C enter into a partnership. A initially invests rupees 25 lakhs and adds another rupees 10 lakhs after 1 year. B initially invests rupees 35 and withdraws to 10 lakhs. So basically, people are investing different amounts at different time snapshots on different time periods, right? So what you have to do, you have to accumulate all the values. एंड आपका कंसेप्ट यहाँ पर क्या है? कंसेप्ट आपका ये है, प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग होनी है. इन व्हाट रेशियो शुड द प्रॉफिट्स बी डिवाइडेड? सो द कंसेप्ट इज प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग इज डन इन द प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ मनी इनटू टाइम. मनी इनटू टाइम, समेशन ऑफ दैट. इन केस जब यहाँ पर अमाउंट और मनी इन्वेस्टेड इज डिफरेंट, डिफरेंट टाइम पर इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, तो हर अमाउंट का इनटू टाइम करके उसका समेशन करना है, right. So this question will help us clarify the concept very exactly what to do, right. I'm just writing t equal to 0 to signify that at the starting A invests rupees 25 lakhs and adds another 10 lakhs after 1 year. Remember the timeline is of 3 years, so he adds another 10 lakhs after 1 year. So at end of the first year t equal to 1, he adds another 10. I'm just writing in lakhs, right. B initially invests rupees 35 lakhs and withdraws. He takes out the money of, right, of the investment, which is 10 lakhs after 2 years. So at time equal to 2 years, minus 10. He takes off this amount. And C simply invests 30 lakhs and nothing is mentioned. It means it remains invested. In what ratio should the profits be divided? तो अब यहां पर ये करना है समेशन ऑफ मनी इनटू टाइम, मतलब her amount, every amount, it was invested for what amount of what period of time, then you have to multiply with that and add. So for example, this 25 lakhs was invested for all the 3 years because we are considering a 3-year timeline, so that's why. Plus this 10 lakhs because it was invested after 1 year, so it was invested for the remainder of 2 years. So this 10 lakhs, it remains invested for 2 years, so 10 into 2. So the weight or the proportion of his profit sharing should be in this ratio vis-a-vis others. So this comes to be 75 plus 20, 95. For B, this value comes to be 35, which remains invested with this, which does not remain invested for all the 3 years. But like what I do, 35 into 3, ki ye 35 all 3 years, but then he takes off 10 lakhs at the end of the second year. Okay, so वन वे टू डू इट इज कि आप पहले ये मानो कि ये 35 तो 3 साल के लिए था, बट फिर इसको एडजस्ट करो कि दिस 10 lakhs was taken off for 1 year, so minus 10 into 1 because it was taken off at the end of 2 years, so it was taken off for a period of 1 year. तो या तो आप ये कर लो या फिर आप ये भी कर सकते हो कि अच्छा you think of this, okay, 10 was taken after 2 years, so at least 25 was there for all the 3 years, right? At least 25 was there for all the 3 years. And that extra 10 was also there for 2 years. Right? It was there for 2 years. So either which way you calculate this or this, that comes to be the same. 25 into 3 plus 10 into 2, which is also 95. तभी आप देख रहे हैं कि ए और बी का रेशो सभी ऑप्शन कुछ ऑप्शन में सेम दिख रहा है, और C के लिए सिंपली दैट वैल्यू इज 30 into 3, 90 because he does not take off anything, nothing. So these are the numbers 95, 95, 90 in this ratio. 5 cancel करके this is 19 is to 19 is to 18, option D, that makes perfect sense, right? So right, this is partnership question, right? This is how to do these kind of questions. ठीक है, anything to ask, please let me know. नहीं तो आगे चलते हैं, चलिए आगे बढ़े, let's move on. Okay, very interesting. Boards and streams. Yes, boards and streams. Okay. A boat takes 8 hours to cover a distance while traveling upstream. While upstream means against the stream. While traveling downstream means with the stream. So you're getting the help of the stream. It takes 6 hours. So you're moving with the stream, it will take less time. Obviously, you're moving at a higher speed, right? So 6 hours is less than 8 hours. Makes sense? Then he gives the speed of the current. It is 4. Then what is the speed of the boat? Very simple question. Just write the equation. So in upstream, your effective speed is a difference of the boat speed and that of the river. So let's say X is the boat's speed. If you say X is the boat's speed, you're already given that 4 is the speed of the river current, right? So your effective speed going upstream, your upstream speed will be the difference of the boat and that of the river. So X minus 4. Speed is distance by time, right? Distance is unknown, but in any which way, just call it D, whatever it is. So right? Speed is distance by time. Time taken is 8 hours. So even if D is unknown, don't worry. One equation we get this, X minus 4 is D by 8. Another equation we get for the downstream. So in the downstream, your effective speed is the sum, right? Because you're getting the help from the river. So your speeds get added up. So it becomes X plus 4, and that speed, effective speed, is distance by time, again the same distance divided by the time of 6 hours, right? Because obviously he's talking of the same distance in both the cases, right? So you can understand now we have two linear equations can be solved, और आपको क्योंकि आपको चाहिए speed of the boat, आपको x चाहिए, तो d को eliminate करने के लिए just divide the two equations, right? So you'll get x minus 4 over x plus 4, right? D will get cancelled in that. So we are getting 1 by 8 over 1 by 6 on the right hand side, which is basically 6 by 8 or 3 by 4. Just that will give you the value of x now. So cross multiply 4x minus 16 here. 4x minus 16 is 3 into x plus 4. So 3x plus 12. 4x minus 3x, x is coming to be 16 plus 12, 28. Right? चलिए ठीक है. So only one thing to understand. Distance was unknown, कोई बात नहीं, दूसरा वेरिएबल लो. दूसरी बात, nothing was mentioned explicitly, but by default, if he's saying 8 hours upstream, 6 hours downstream, by default that means he's mentioning or he's referring to the same distance, right? That is why we were able to solve. Different होता तो वो mention करता नहीं, right? चलिए, perfect. आगे बढ़े कि नहीं बढ़े, प्लीज लेट नो. क्लियर. नेक्स्ट वन. चलिए. ओके. टाइम एंड डिस्टेंस. Train 220 meters long is running at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. In how many seconds will it pass a lady who is running at a speed of 6 kilometers per hour in the direction opposite to that in which the train is going? Right. So it's a question of crossing of objects. सिंपल सा कॉन्सेप्ट होता है कि this is the object, a train of certain length. The other object is of zero size. So crossing, right, the distance to be covered during crossing is the length of the train, right? At the speed which is their relative speed, which is the sum of the speeds, because the objects are moving in the opposite direction. It is given that the train and the lady are running opposite, right? So distance is speed into time. Distance to be covered is the length of the train, which is 220 meters. अच्छा, यहाँ पर meters है, यहाँ पर speed kilometers per hour में है. तो I need the answer in seconds. In how many seconds? तो meters per seconds में रखना है, तो speed को meters per second में convert करना पड़ेगा. What is the relationship? The relationship is between meters per second and kilometers per hour. That you should know. 5 meters per second is the same as 18 kilometers per hour. That is the conversion ratio between the two, right? So distance to be covered is 220 meters is relative speed into time. Relative speed is 60 plus 6 kilometers per hour. This is kilometers per hour. उसको meters per hour, meters per second में convert करने के लिए you have to multiply with a factor of 5 by 18, right? So distance is speed. Speed is this much into time. This is the time is what you're trying to find, t in seconds. So this will give us the value, right? So 220 is 66 into 5 by 18 into t. दिख रहा है सब कुछ कैंसिल हो जाएगा. यहाँ से 11 कैंसिल हो जाएगा. दिस इज 6, दिस इज 20, 6 3 18, दिस इज 3, 5 यहाँ से कैंसिल हो जाएगा. दिस इज 4, 4 into 3, 12 seconds, right? So क्रॉसिंग ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स, लेट मी टेल यू व्हाट इज द कॉन्सेप्ट. क्रॉसिंग ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स में होता यह है कि कोई भी दो ऑब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं जो एक दूसरे को क्रॉस कर रहे हैं. द ओनली कॉन्सेप्ट दैट वर्क्स इज सम ऑफ लेंथ्स ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स, सम ऑफ लेंथ्स ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स equals their relative speed into the time that is taken to cross. This is the universal formula which is always valid. इसमें हो सकता है कि एक ऑब्जेक्ट जीरो साइज का हो, जैसे कि इन दिस केस द लेडी इज ऑफ जीरो साइज, अ पर्सन इज अ पॉइंट ऑब्जेक्ट विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द ट्रेन, राइट? इसमें ये हो सकता है कि वन ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट इज स्टेशनरी, क्रॉसिंग ऑफ ट्रेन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू लेट्स से प्लेटफॉर्म, right, or a tunnel, right? So they are stationary objects. In all those cases this formula is always valid. Sum of lengths is relative speed into the time taken to cross, right? So very very important concept. क्वेश्चन आता है तो फटाफट से कर देंगे, राइट? यस और नो? चलिए आगे बढ़े. Please put up anything to be asked on the chat box if you have anything. Okay, let's see. Next one. Okay, very interesting question coming here to you on pipes and systems. Let's understand. Okay, 8 pipes are fitted to a water tank. 8 pipes are fitted to a water tank. Some of these are water pipes used to fill the tank, and the remaining are waste pipes used to empty the tank. So not so right. Some of them are filling, some of them are emptying the tank. Right? Each water pipe can fill the tank in 12 hours, and each waste pipe can empty it in 36 hours. Means clearly the waste pipes are slow. ज़्यादा time ले रहे हैं. So right, they take 36 hours to completely empty the full tank, right? On opening all the pipes, an empty tank is filled in 3 hours. How many of these pipes are waste pipes? So वो जो total of 8 pipes थे, you have to identify how many of them are waste pipes, how many of them are the water pipes. If they collectively work together, and then they are able to fill in 3 hours. So basically, it's a concept of, first of all, kind of a teaming overhead, grouping, right? Team ही है एक तरीके से, because there are 8 pipes. Secondly, also that negative work is being done because the waste pipes are doing the negative job. So I think I will take the fraction approach over here. That is very easy over here. Can I say each this water pipe, right? Each water pipe does one, it can fill 1/12 of the tank in 1 hour. The fraction of the tank that can be filled is 1/12 by the water pipes, and by each waste pipe, since they are taking 36 hours, it means they are that in 1 hour they are emptying 1/36th of the tank. So since they're doing the negative job, because my objective is to fill, but they are emptying, so they're basically doing negative 1/36th fraction of the work per hour. Right? This is the fraction of the work done per hour. And since all of them working together are taking 3 hours, so all together when they're working, can I say that net work done, the net fraction of the tank that is filled should be 1/3. So what is my relationship over here? If there are m number of water pipes, since each water pipe is filling 1/12, so m water pipes will be filling m/12 fraction. And if there are n waste pipes, so right, likewise n waste pipes will be right, they will be emptying n/36th fraction of the tank. So, and it's the negative work, so this and with a minus sign should equal 1/3, where m plus n should be the total number of pipes, which is 8. So now what I would obviously do is just put the options and check for what values of m and n this is getting satisfied. Options are mentioning the value of n, remember, right? So clearly one thing I can understand, it looks like m should be significantly higher, because if n will be higher, to fir to effectively it will be getting drained off. So I will start with the smallest option for n, which is 2. I'll start from there. Let's check. If I put n equal to 2, then m would be 6. Right, so I'm just checking my option. That is the quickest approach, right? आप अप्रोच देखिए मेरी कि मैं एल्जेब्रिकली सॉल्व करने के बजाय जस्ट चेक कर रहा हूँ, नंबर्स के साथ चेक करना जल्दी आसान है. इट्स वेरी क्विक. सो m would be 6/12 minus this will be 2/36. So that would be 6/12 is simply half, and this will be 1/18. So no, this is not coming to be 1/3. Clearly this is something else. This is 89 minus 1. This is 8/18. No, this is 4/9. Perhaps n equal to 3 might work, right? So if n is 3, then m is 5. So 5/12 minus 3/36, which means simply 5/12 minus this is 1/12. 5 minus 1, 4/12, 1/3. Yes, that works. So n equal to 3 works? Right? Very good question on pipes and systems with negative work concept. Perfect. All right, आगे बढ़ें. चलिए. Let's see next one. Okay, right? Now, very interesting question, right? हल्के में मत लीजिएगा, सवाल बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. In a group of buffaloes and ducks, the number of legs is 24, more than twice the number of heads. What is the number of buffaloes? Now, looking at the question, which looks like a 10th grade, very basic question, right? But it is like normally, like you have two unknowns: the number of buffaloes, number of ducks. But there is only one kind of equation that we can frame over here. So that's the odd thing, and no option says cannot be determined. There is some trick, isn't it? Don't you think? ऐसा नहीं लग रहा कुछ अलग सा है. दो अननोन्स हैं, नंबर ऑफ बफेलोज, नंबर ऑफ डक्स, एक्स और वाई. एक ही क्वेश्चन लिख पाएंगे तो कैसे निकालेंगे? ट्रस्ट द क्वेश्चन, राइट? वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन. लेट्स सी. दो वेरिएबल्स लेंगे और कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं. वी हैव टू टेक टू वेरिएबल्स, right? And let's write the equation. Something will happen, don't worry. Let's say the x is the number of buffaloes, let's say y is the number of ducks. Write the equation, let's see what happens. Number of legs: buffalo has 4 legs, duck has 2 legs, 4x plus 2y. Number of legs, 4x plus 2y, is 24 more than, is 24 plus twice the number of heads, twice of x plus y. Number of heads, x plus y, means number of animals basically. What is happening? Look at this. 4x plus 2y is 24 plus 2x plus 2y. This is getting cancelled. ये बात है. y तो नहीं सॉल्व होगा, लेकिन इक्वेशन तो x में ही रिड्यूस हो गई. 4x minus 2x, which is 2x is 24, x is 12, and that is exactly what he's asking, the number of buffaloes, which is x. Can we find the number of ducks? No, but that's not what he's asking. He's asking buffaloes. It's 12, right? So always trust the question. Question कभी गलत नहीं होता है, right? Just proceed as usual. You are bound to get the answer. If your process is correct, if you have understood the question correctly, right? So that was the moral of this story. Perfect. चलिए. आगे बढ़े. Let's see next one. Okay. Now I brought a standard question on clocks. This is something like kind of a very standard information. How many times are the hands of a clock at right angle in a day? So it's a standard result. The number, like for example, we have a standard result for how many times do the hands of the clock meet in a day. That answer is 22. Right? This is a standard result. This is a standard result. It's 44. And I'll give you an explanation also why it is 44. Let's understand why. The background of this question is that the hands of a clock, they meet basically 11 times in 12 hours, or you can say that 22 times in a day, because right, so basically we know that in a day analog clock makes 2 revolutions, right? The hour hand. So right, in that 12-hour span, right, while the hour hand has moved the full revolution, the hour and the minute hands, they meet 11 times in 12 hours, or that they meet 22 times in a day. So the point is to understand right angle कितनी बार बनेगा. Try to understand one thing. First of all, ये क्यों होता है मैं ये भी बताता हूँ. See, it's 12 o'clock right now, right? It's 12 o'clock right now. So right now, this is the first meeting at 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, they are meeting, right? They will not meet between 12 and 1, right? Then they will meet at 1 o'clock and something, like around 1:05 and something. You can understand, right? Then again at 2 o'clock and something, then again at 3 o'clock and something, and so on. 10 o'clock and something, right? 10 o'clock and something. Let me show you, right? Like this is, let's say this is 9, this is 10, this is 11, this is 12, right? So right now, let's say this is 10 o'clock, means this is the hour hand and this is the minute hand. So obviously the minute hand will like roll over completely, come back here, and minute hand will be somewhere around here, they will meet, right? Uh, and then let's say it will be 11 o'clock, right? And then let's say it is 11 o'clock. So there is no meeting between 11 and 12. So at 12 o'clock they meet, right? Between 11 and 12 they won't meet, right? Because now the next time we will meet is again back to exactly at 12 o'clock, right? So that is why these are 11 meetings at 12 o'clock, then 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. So therefore 11 meetings. So that is the justification. Now the point is 11 times they're meeting in 12 hours. So 90 degree will be made on either side twice, which means between every between every consecutive meetings, there will be two instances when the 90-degree angle will be made. Let's understand, isn't it? Um, in fact, any other angle will be made nine, right? Twice. So for example, right now it's, let's say, 12 o'clock. So the minute hand moves fast, it will be, let's say, somewhere around here. The hour hand won't have moved much, it will be making 90 degrees somewhere around here. And then again it was making, moving ahead, and minute hand is somewhere around here. Again on the other side it will be making 90 degree. So every time between two consecutive meetings of the hour and the minute hand, the 90 degree is made on either side, right? Twice. So therefore, that is why, since they meet 22 times in a day, and between every consecutive meetings, they are making 90-degree angle on two occasions. So that is the justification for this 44. So it's a standard result, right? And that's the logic. So sometimes you get these kind of things also, right? Directly based on these standard information, right? Clock में कुछ चीजें standard है, like 6 degrees per minute is the standard speed of the minute hand, half degree per minute is the standard speed of the hour hand, right? They meet 11 times in a day. The time interval between consecutive meetings is 12 by 11 hours or 720 by 11 minutes. So these are the standard results of the clock, right? Likewise, this is also another standard thing, right? चलिए, perfect. आगे बढ़े, कुछ भी पूछना है प्लीज पुट इट ऑन द चैट बॉक्स. Numbers, numbers. Okay, look at this. 325. 325 is a 6-digit number. It is divisible by 11, 13, 7, 9, 7, 11, 13. तो check करेंगे one by one. No, this is a very special number. 325, 325. Look at this. It's repeating, right? 325 and then again 325. Can I say this thing is basically 325? क्या मैं इसको ऐसे लिख सकता हूँ? 325 into 1000 plus 325. Can I write it like that? 325000 plus 325, which is 325 into 1000 plus 1. 325 is common. So 325 is a factor of this number, and another factor is 1001. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to like factorize out this number. Right. Now look at this 1001. 1001 किससे डिवाइड होता है? 2 से तो नहीं हो सकता, हो रहा है. 3 से भी नहीं हो रहा है. Somehow this is 2. 5 से भी obviously नहीं हो रहा है. What about 7? Look at this. 7 and then 10, 3, 30, 28, 221. Yes, ये 7 से डिवाइड हो रहा है. This is 7 into 7 on the 7, 30, 28, 4, 21, 3. And what is this 143? Obviously it's 11 to 13. So there goes your answer. It is divisible by each one of 7, 11, 13. I mean, you could have obviously manually checked, but the point is This is something very important. This kind of expression, if you ever get, always remember ABC is equivalent to basically ABC into 1001. ऑलवेज जस्ट यहाँ 3 to 5 के बजाय अगर 5 6 8 भी होता तो भी हमारा यहाँ पर 1001 ही आता. Right? So basically ABC kind of number is always a multiple of 7 and 11 and 13. This is what I'm trying to tell you. If you ever get this kind of number again, you know that these are always its factors, right? Or devices. ठीक है, चलिए आगे बढ़े. तो देखिए मैं आपको बहुत बहुत मतलब अक्रॉस द टॉपिक्स आई एम गिविंग यू मसाला, राइट, सम थिंग्स टू टेक होम एंड टेक टू द एग्जाम, राइट. अगर आपको ये चीजें आती हैं तो इफ यू गेट दीज थिंग्स राइट, यू कैन क्विकली अप्लाई दीज कॉन्सेप्ट्स. ठीक है, वी आर नॉट डन, आगे बढ़ते हैं. नेक्स्ट वन, ज्योमेट्री. ओके, you have to find some angle over here. It's a pentagon. ABCDE is a regular pentagon. Figure भी दी हुई है. O is a point inside the pentagon such that AOB is an equilateral triangle. Okay, determine angle OEA. Very interesting. Look at this. ABCDE is a regular pentagon. O is a point such that, remember, this is not the center of the pentagon. AOB is an equilateral triangle. Now look at this very interesting question. AOB is an equilateral triangle. ठीक है, मतलब ये भी 60, ये भी 60, ये भी 60. इक्विलैटरल मतलब दिस साइड इक्वल टू दिस साइड इक्वल टू दिस साइड. रेगुलर पेंटागन मतलब ए बी इक्वल टू बी सी इक्वल टू सी डी इक्वल टू डी ई इक्वल टू ई ए. नाउ ओ ई ए, ओ ई ए, so we have to join OE, right? Okay, now what is the internal angle of a pentagon? What is the internal angle of a pentagon? We know that it is the internal angle of any polygon, regular polygon of n sides is given by n minus 2 into 180 by n. For n equal to 5, this comes to be 108 degree. मतलब हर ये वाला एंगल A, एंगल B, एंगल C, ये जो पूरा एंगल है अंदर का इंटरनल एंगल, all of them are for pentagon 108. So these numbers you should be on your tips at least up to octagon, right? Or you should know this formula, right? Equilateral triangle 60 degree, square 90, pentagon 108, hexagon 120, octagon 135, right? तो ये नंबर्स आपके टिप्स पे होंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा. तो नाउ लुकिंग एट दिस ट्रायंगल यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग, इट्स एन आइसोसेलेस because OA was equal to AB because of equilateral triangle and AB was equal to EA because of regular pentagon. So ये हमारा ट्रायंगल आइसोसेलेस हो गया और इसमें हम ये एंगल सबसे पहले निकाल सकते हैं because 60 plus 48 would be 108. So therefore you have to find OEA. So this is 48. So दो बाकी दोनों का sum और उसका half because these two are equal sides. So these two angles have to be the same. So 180 minus 48 is the sum of the remaining two angles. 180 minus 48, that is 132. 132 divided by 2, which is 66 degree. Right? So very kind of interesting, like doable question, I would say, if you carefully just apply the given conditions. Right? चलिए ज्योमेट्री भी कर लिया, देखते हैं नेक्स्ट वन. PNC. From a group of 7 men and 6 women, 5 persons are to be selected to form a committee so that at least 3 men are on the committee. In how many ways it can be done? Committee selection, right? With some conditions. How many men? We have 7. How many women? We have 6. How many we are selecting? 5 in total, at least 3 men. So with this condition, we can make the cases of how many men, how many women? At least 3 men. So starting from 3, if we have 3 men, then we'll have 2 women. So cases banenge case 1, 3 men, 2 women. Case 2, you can go only upwards. So 4 men, 1 woman. Or you can end up selecting all the 5 men also, because you have 7 of them. So you can easily select all 5 and no women. Right? So these 3 cases, and just add, that is the calculation that we have to just finish off. 7C3 into 6C2. इतने लोग हैं, इतने select करने हैं. 7C3 is 7 into 6 into 5 by 3 factorial. So 7 into 5, effectively 35. 6C2 is 6 into 5 by 2, 3 into 5, 15. 35 into 15, which is 525. 350 plus 175. 7C4 into 6C1. 7C4 is the same as 7C3 only, which is again 35 into 6. 35 into 6 is 210. 35 into 2 is 70 into 3 is 210. Last thing, 7C5, which is the same as 7C2. So 7, right? Because I hope you know this. NCR is the same as NCN minus R. तो जब भी यहाँ का नंबर बड़ा होता है तो उसको उसका उल्टा वाला ले लो. 7C5 is the same as 7C2, which is 7 into 6 by 2, 7 into 3, 21. Add all of this, कितना आ रहा है भाई? जोड़ लो. 5, 1, 2, 2, 5, 756. Right. So I hope this has helped us to recap some important concepts. I have brought about some of the important concepts for this exam. Right, it's the start of we have started with March. So right, with the remaining time, I hope you're going to keep on practicing, right? So I'll come back again with the next session again next week. Till then, all the best and thank you. Right, मिलते हैं next time. Thank you everyone.